10 Genius Garden Makeover Tips to Maximize Small Spaces. Hello, fellow plant lovers. Welcome back to Earthly Delights, your go-to channel for transforming any space, big or small, into a lush green sanctuary. If you've ever dreamed of creating a beautiful garden but felt limited by space, today's video is just for you. We know the struggle. You love plants, but your home only has a tiny balcony, a narrow patio, or just a small sunny corner. Maybe you live in an apartment with no backyard, or your busy schedule makes gardening feel overwhelming. But here's the good news. You don't need a sprawling landscape to enjoy the magic of plants. With the right ideas, even the smallest spaces can flourish into vibrant, refreshing retreats. Today, we're diving into 10 genius garden makeover tips designed specifically for small spaces. Whether you're looking to grow fresh herbs for cooking, add bursts of color to your balcony, or create a cozy green escape, these ideas will help you maximize every inch. So, grab your gardening gloves and let's get started. But before we jump in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more plant-loving inspiration from Earthly Delights. 1. Vertical Blossom Haven. Now, let's start with a game changer for small space gardening, vertical gardening. If you're working with a tiny balcony, a cramped patio, or just a little unused wall, this method is your best friend. Instead of looking at your limited floor space and feeling frustrated, shift your focus upward. Imagine stepping onto your balcony and being greeted by cascading waves of colorful blooms, petunias spilling over the edges, ivy climbing gracefully, and delicate pansies swaying in the breeze. That's the magic of vertical gardening. It transforms even the smallest, most overlooked spaces into lush, living works of art. The easiest way to start is by installing sleek, wall-mounted planters. You can find them in modern, minimalist designs or rustic, wooden finishes to match your style. If you love a DIY challenge, repurpose an old wooden ladder, securing small pots on each step. Arrange them in soft pastel shades for a charming, cottage-like aesthetic, or go bold with vibrant colors to create a lively focal point. To take things up a notch, consider adding a small trellis to guide climbing plants like clematis or jasmine. These flowering vines not only save space but also create a natural curtain of greenery, giving your garden a lush, layered look. And if you want a magical touch in the evenings, weave in some fairy lights. Picture yourself sitting back with a cup of tea, the soft glow of lights bouncing off delicate petals. It's a dreamy, peaceful escape right in your own home. The best part? Vertical gardening doesn't just beautify your space, it makes it feel bigger. By drawing the eye upward, it creates an illusion of height and openness, making even the tiniest area feel expansive. So, if you've been holding back on gardening because you don't have the space, think again. With a few simple changes, you can turn a plain wall or a forgotten corner into a vibrant, living masterpiece. And trust me, once you see how effortlessly your garden grows upwards, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. 2. Pocket-sized Pollinator Paradise. If you love the idea of a thriving, colorful garden but also want to support nature, this next tip is for you. A small garden doesn't mean you can't invite the beauty of bees, butterflies, and other pollinators into your space. In fact, even the tiniest balcony or patio can become a buzzing oasis teeming with life. Picture this: a compact, multi-tiered stand filled with vibrant lavender, golden marigolds, and deep purple salvia. These flowers aren't just stunning to look at, they're like an open invitation to pollinators, drawing in delicate butterflies and hardworking bees that will keep your little ecosystem thriving. And don't worry, they won't bother you. They're too busy enjoying the feast. To make your space even more inviting, tuck in a tiny water feature, perhaps a shallow stone basin with gently bubbling water. Pollinators need hydration, too, and this small detail turns your garden into a sanctuary for them. If you want a low-maintenance setup, surround the area with smooth pebbles, moss, or even a small patch of ground cover plants to create a natural, effortless charm. The beauty of this idea is that it blends function with aesthetics. Not only are you creating a visually stunning space, but you're also contributing to the environment by supporting pollinators, which are essential for plant life. Even if you only have a few square feet to spare, you can still build a garden that bursts with energy, color, and purpose. And here's a bonus: watching butterflies flutter in and out of your garden, or hearing the soft hum of bees collecting nectar, is one of the most relaxing and rewarding experiences you can have as a gardener. It's a reminder that no matter how small our space is, we can still play a role in nurturing the world around us. So, if you've been looking for a way to bring life and movement into your garden, this is your sign to start a pocket-sized pollinator paradise. It's beautiful, it's beneficial, and it's a little piece of nature, right at your doorstep. 3. Hanging Herb Oasis. Now, let's talk about a garden that is not only beautiful but also incredibly practical: a hanging herb oasis. If you love cooking with fresh ingredients but don't have the luxury of a big backyard, this idea will change the way you think about home gardening. Imagine stepping out onto your balcony or patio, reaching up, and picking a handful of fresh basil, rosemary, or mint, right at your fingertips. No need to rush to the store for herbs that wilt too soon. Your personal herb garden is thriving, suspended in the air, making the most of your limited space. The secret? Hanging planters. Whether you opt for rustic macrame hangers, repurposed metal buckets, or simple ceramic pots, you can suspend them from a sturdy rod, a pergola, or even a ceiling hook. This keeps your floor space open while surrounding you with fragrant, lush greenery. If you prefer a DIY approach, you can even transform an old wooden frame or ladder into a tiered hanging system, giving your garden a unique and personalized touch. Herbs like basil, thyme, and oregano love the sun, so placing your hanging garden near a bright window, a balcony railing, or an outdoor overhang will keep them happy and thriving. And don't forget to mix in a few edible flowers like nasturtiums or violas. These add a splash of color and can elevate any homemade dish. This setup is more than just practical, it completely transforms the atmosphere of your space. The gentle sway of hanging plants in the breeze, the fresh herbal scent filling the air, and the visual appeal of cascading greenery all combine to create a relaxing, spa-like vibe. And let's be honest, there's something deeply satisfying about snipping your own rosemary sprig to season dinner or plucking fresh mint leaves for a refreshing cup of tea. So, if you've ever thought, "I'd love to grow herbs, but I just don't have the space," think again. A hanging herb garden is proof that you can cultivate fresh, delicious ingredients in even the smallest of areas. It's easy, it's space-saving, and once you try it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. 4. Window Box Wonderland. If you think gardening is impossible because you don't have a backyard, think again. With just a little creativity, even a simple window can become a breathtaking floral masterpiece. Welcome to the Window Box Wonderland, where small spaces bloom with vibrant colors and fresh fragrances, all from the comfort of your windowsill. Picture this: you wake up, open your window, and are immediately greeted by a cascade of golden daffodils, soft pink tulips, and delicate sweet alyssum spilling gracefully over the edge of a beautifully crafted window box. The morning sun highlights their petals, and a soft breeze carries their gentle fragrance into your home. It's a garden that greets you every day, bringing nature closer than ever before. Setting up your own window box is simpler than you might think. First, choose a sturdy box that fits your windowsill or mount it securely on a small balcony railing. Go for lightweight materials if you're in an apartment, or opt for a classic wooden planter for a more rustic, cottage-like feel. Then, layer in nutrient-rich soil and a variety of flowers that offer a mix of height, texture, and cascading charm. For a dynamic display, combine bright, cheerful blooms like tulips and daffodils with trailing vines such as creeping jenny or ivy. This not only creates a lush, overflowing effect but also softens the edges of the box, making it feel like an extension of nature itself. If you want to add a bit of personality, paint your window box in a bold, eye-catching color, coral, sky blue, or even deep emerald green, to create a stunning contrast against neutral walls. One of the best parts of a window box garden is its accessibility. Whether you live in an apartment, a townhouse, or even a house with limited yard space, you can enjoy the benefits of gardening without sacrificing room. Plus, it's a low-maintenance setup. With just a little watering and occasional trimming, your mini oasis will continue to bloom throughout the season, bringing life and energy to even the most compact urban spaces. So, if you're longing for a garden but feel limited by your surroundings, try turning your window into a thriving, colorful escape. A window box isn't just a planter, it's a daily reminder that no matter how small your space is, there's always room to let nature in. 5. Corner Cottage Charm. If you've ever dreamed of having your own secret garden but felt limited by space, this next idea will make your heart skip a beat. A corner cottage garden is the perfect way to transform an overlooked, unused space into a cozy, storybook retreat, right in your own home. Imagine stepping outside to a quaint little corner filled with blooming flowers, a charming bistro table, and the soft fragrance of snapdragons and roses in the air. The morning sun filters through trailing sweet peas climbing up a delicate archway, and a gentle breeze carries the scent of fresh primroses. It's your own peaceful hideaway, perfect for sipping tea, reading a book, or simply unwinding from the day. Creating this dreamy setup is easier than you think. Start by choosing a small corner, whether it's in your backyard, on a patio, or even on a balcony. Define the space with a mix of low planters filled with cottage-style blooms like dwarf roses, snapdragons, and primroses. Then, add a simple metal archway or a slender trellis for climbing vines. Sweet peas and clematis work beautifully for this, adding height without taking up extra ground space. To keep things feeling intimate and cozy, use stepping stones or gravel to outline the area. This helps create a sense of structure while keeping the footprint minimal. And don't forget to include a small seating area. A delicate wrought iron bistro table with a couple of chairs instantly transforms this space into a charming retreat. Even if you're working with a tiny area, a foldable table and chair set can easily be tucked away when not in use. One of the best things about a cottage-style garden is its effortless beauty. It doesn't have to be perfectly arranged or overly manicured. The charm comes from its slightly whimsical, free-flowing nature. With just a few carefully chosen plants and cozy accents, you can bring the warmth and romance of the countryside to even the smallest urban spaces. So, if you're craving a place to escape, relax, and reconnect with nature, a corner cottage garden might be just what you need. It's proof that even the tiniest of spaces can hold a world of charm, comfort, and beauty. 6. Tiered treasure garden. When space is limited, every inch matters. That's why tiered gardening is a brilliant way to maximize your space while creating a lush, layered look. Instead of spreading your plants outward, why not stack them up? A tiered treasure garden allows you to showcase more greenery without taking up extra ground space, perfect for small patios, balconies, or even a tiny backyard corner. Picture this: a beautifully arranged plant stand with cascading ferns, colorful geraniums, and trailing ivy. Each level adds dimension, bringing depth and life to your space. As the sunlight hits the different tiers, the various textures and colors create a stunning visual effect, making even the smallest garden feel abundant and lively. Getting started is easy. You can use a classic 3-tiered metal or wooden plant stand. Or if you love DIY projects, repurpose an old bookshelf, a ladder, or stacked crates. The key is to arrange plants strategically, taller plants on top, medium-sized ones in the middle, and trailing greenery on the bottom. This layering not only saves space but also ensures that every plant gets its share of sunlight. For an extra touch of tranquility, place a small solar fountain at the base of the setup. The soft trickle of water adds an element of calm, turning your space into a peaceful retreat. Imagine sitting back with a cup of coffee, surrounded by vibrant blooms and the gentle sound of water, pure bliss. This setup is ideal for those who want a variety of plants but don't have much room to spare. It works beautifully with flowering plants, herbs, succulents, or even vegetables like cherry tomatoes and peppers. Plus, tiered gardens make plant care easier. As everything is within easy reach, no more bending down or struggling to find space for new additions. So, if you've been wondering how to fit more plants into your small space without it feeling cluttered, this is your answer. A tiered treasure garden doesn't just make your garden look bigger, it transforms your space into a multi-layered paradise, full of color, texture, and life. 7. Pallet Planter Retreat. If you're looking for a budget-friendly, space-saving way to bring more greenery into your life, let's talk about the magic of pallet gardening. With just one repurposed wooden pallet, You can create a stunning vertical garden that fits even the tightest spaces, whether it's a small patio, a tiny balcony, or a bare wall that's begging for some life. Imagine leaning a beautifully painted palette against your wall, filled with a vibrant mix of flowers, herbs, and cascading greenery. It's not just a planter, it's a living piece of art. Transforming a dull space into a lush retreat. Setting this up is surprisingly easy. Find a sturdy wooden pallet, one from a local store or recycled one works great. Sand it down to smooth the surface. Then give it a fresh coat of paint or a stain that complements your outdoor decor. Soft pastel shades create a dreamy spring vibe, while deep greens or earthy browns bring a natural, rustic touch. Next, secure small containers or fabric pockets between the pallet slats to hold soil and plants. You can grow an eye-catching mix. Try trailing lobelia for a cascading effect, thyme for a fragrant touch, and small daisies or violas for pops of color. This setup is perfect for renters, as it takes up minimal floor space and can be easily moved when needed. For an extra dose of charm, attach small mason jars to the pallet, filling them with fairy lights or wildflowers. Imagine your pallet planter softly glowing at dusk, creating a warm, inviting ambiance. Whether you use it for flowers, herbs, or even strawberries, this compact garden will breathe life into your space without taking up precious room. So, if you thought you needed a backyard to have a thriving garden, think again. A pallet planter retreat is proof that with a little creativity, you can turn even the smallest wall into a flourishing green sanctuary. 8. Mini Meadow Magic. Have you ever dreamed of stepping outside and being greeted by a wild, untamed burst of color, like a miniature meadow right in your own space? Even if you don't have rolling fields of wildflowers, you can still bring that free-spirited, natural beauty into your small garden with a mini meadow setup. Picture this: a shallow, wide container overflowing with a carefree mix of cosmos, zinnias, and daisies, their bright petals dancing in the wind. Bees and butterflies flit from flower to flower, adding life and movement to your little oasis. This isn't just a garden, it's a tiny piece of nature's magic. Right on your balcony, patio, or doorstep, creating your own mini meadow is easier than you think. Find a wide, shallow container, a repurposed trough, a wooden crate, or even a large ceramic bowl can work beautifully. Fill it with well-draining soil. Then scatter a mix of wildflower seeds. The best part? You don't have to plant them in perfect rows. Meadows are meant to be wild and effortless. To elevate the look, place your container on cinder blocks, a plant stand, or a repurposed wooden crate to give it height and dimension. Surround the base with smooth river stones or soft moss for a polished, organic feel. The end result? A lush, natural-looking flower patch that takes up minimal space but delivers maximum visual impact. One of the best things about a mini meadow is its low-maintenance nature. These flowers thrive with minimal care, needing just a little sunlight, occasional watering, and a light trim now and then. Plus, as they grow and change through the season, your tiny meadow will always offer something new to admire. So, if you've been longing for a touch of the wild but only have a small corner to spare, this is your answer. A mini meadow is more than just a garden, it's a celebration of nature, bursting with color, movement, and life, all within the smallest of spaces. 9. Tale Fence Fringe. What if I told you that even the most overlooked spaces, like a simple fence or balcony railing, could be transformed into a magical garden? With a tale fence fringe, you can turn a plain, ordinary boundary into a breathtaking display of cascading blooms and twinkling lights, creating a scene straight out of a storybook. Imagine walking onto your patio or balcony in the evening. Along the railing, narrow planters overflow with delicate pansies, primroses, and dwarf marigolds, their soft petals spilling over the edges like a natural curtain of color. As the sun sets, tiny solar lanterns woven between the plants start to glow, casting a warm, enchanting light that makes your space feel cozy and inviting. Setting this up is as easy as attaching long, narrow planters or window boxes along your fence or railing. Choose flowers with a mix of upright blooms and trailing varieties to create a rich, layered effect. Low-growing flowers like primroses and pansies add color at the base, while trailing greenery like sweet potato vine or creeping jenny softens the edges, making the whole display feel effortlessly elegant. To add a whimsical touch, incorporate small wind chimes, fairy lights, or tiny decorative lanterns. These elements bring movement and a bit of magic to your space, especially when the evening breeze gently rustles the leaves and flowers. The result? A stunning, space-saving floral display that enhances your outdoor area without taking up valuable ground space. This setup is perfect for small decks, patios, or apartment balconies, where horizontal space is limited but vertical potential is endless. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding at the end of the day, your fence or railing will no longer be just a barrier, it will be a living, breathing part of your garden. So, if you're looking for a way to bring charm, warmth, and a touch of magic to your space, this is it. A fairy tale fence fringe proves that even the simplest spaces can hold the most enchanting surprises. 10. Fold away floral nook. Now, let's talk about the ultimate space-saving garden hack, a fold-away floral nook. If you love plants but feel like you have absolutely no space to spare, this idea will completely change the way you see your small balcony, patio, or even a tiny outdoor wall. With a little creativity, you can have a stunning, blooming display when you want it, and tuck it away when you don't. Imagine a hinged wooden shelf mounted to your wall. When it's folded up, it looks like a simple decorative panel. But when you lower it, a shallow planter box is revealed, filled with vibrant petunias, begonias, and trailing ivy. It's like opening a secret door into a miniature garden. This setup is perfect for tiny apartments, shared outdoor spaces, or anyone who needs flexibility. You can even pair it with a folding stool or a small, stackable chair, creating a cozy corner to sip tea, read, or just enjoy the fresh air. When you need the space back, simply fold it away, no clutter, no hassle. To make it even more functional, consider adding small hooks underneath to hang garden tools, decorative lanterns, or even a lightweight curtain for privacy. And if you love a pop of color, paint the wooden panel in a bold, cheerful shade like teal, mustard yellow, or classic white for a crisp, modern look. The beauty of a fold-away floral nook is that it proves you don't need a big space to have a big garden impact. It's clever, stylish, and perfect for anyone who wants a blooming, seasonal display without permanently taking up space. Whether you're in a city apartment or a small house with a tight patio, this idea lets you enjoy gardening on your terms, with flexibility, charm, and a little bit of magic. And just like that, we've proven that you don't need a sprawling backyard to create a breathtaking garden. Whether it's a vertical blossom haven, a pocket-sized pollinator paradise, or a fold-away floral nook, small spaces can bloom with endless possibilities. Gardening isn't just about having space, it's about creativity, passion, and making the most of what you have. If you've been feeling stuck, thinking your tiny balcony or narrow patio isn't enough, I hope this video has inspired you to see things differently. A single windowsill can hold a flourishing herb garden. A simple fence can become a storybook floral display. A little imagination can turn the smallest corner into a dreamy green escape. So, which of these ideas spoke to you the most? Drop a comment below and let me know which tip you're most excited to try. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us reach more plant lovers just like you. And of course, if you haven't yet, subscribe to Earthly Delights and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more gardening inspiration. Whether you're a seasoned plant enthusiast or just getting started, this community is here to help you bring more greenery into your life, one plant at a time. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep growing, keep creating, and keep bringing nature into your home. See you in the next video.